Australia Day celebrations are already underway by the harbour. Joining us from the site of today's Indigenous Heritage Ceremony is our reporter Mark Reddie. Mark, happy Australia Day.
Yeah, happy Australia Day, Michael. The Woogalora ceremony has just concluded here at Sydney's Barangaroo Reserve, and it was absolutely spectacular. It began with a dance, traditional Aboriginal dance, and there were the didgeridoos were played and some clapsticks, and then obviously that transitioned into that spectacular performance by Jessica Malboy from the top of the Harbour Bridge. She sang the national anthem as the Aboriginal and Australian flags were raised. Now with me now was one of those dancers in that traditional ceremony from the Jannawi Dance Clan, Tim Bishop. Tim, thanks for joining us. Just tell us, how was it performing there today?
Oh, it's just amazing. Any opportunity to dance and to share my culture with, if it's a closed circuit or if it's for public, it's always a very special time because it reinforces who I am as an Aboriginal person, and we're one mob here in Australia, and Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people are all one people.
Tell us a bit about what you're wearing today.
Okay, so first and foremost, you might see the ochre on my face. We've got red ochre and we've got white ochre. That represents the earth. In ceremonial times, there'll be different designs like this. I've got some leaves. I can't do any Aboriginal dancing without any gum leaves. I've got a net that we did a contemporary dance with. I've got a feather belt, and I've got a feather headband, and a naga, of course, or lap as some people might refer to them as. And this is a woomera. This is an ornamental woomera, but if you traditionally you'd hold it like this, and you'd put the tail of the spear in that end, and it'd make your arm a little bit bigger, and you could throw things a lot harder and faster. But this comes from northeast Arnhem Land, and it's called a dalpu.
Now, how was it performing with Jessica Malboy? That must have been pretty spectacular.
Pretty special, we got to do some rehearsals yesterday as well, and got to meet her, and so that was really nice. I'm a little bit of a fan.
And she's originally from the Northern Territory, and she had to actually learn a new Indigenous language, I understand, before she performed today.
Yeah, so this morning's singing of the national anthem was done in local Sydney Darug language first, and then in English, and I think she had about 2 or 3 weeks to learn it. So that's quite amazing. A complete new foreign language. It's not like German or Italian or something that you might have learnt in school, but hopefully there'll be more Aboriginal languages taught in school across Australia soon.
And how important is it for you for Aboriginal people to be included more so in these celebrations? On New Year's Eve we saw that beautiful welcoming ceremony, and today we're seeing many more ceremonies taking place. How important is it for you guys to play a role in these national celebrations?
I think it's immensely important because it's an opportunity to share culture with Australia and the rest of the world, especially on special days where the international eyes, are on Australia, and to have a good representation of, and sharing culture is so important. It reinforces who I am as an Aboriginal person, and gets to, solidify my identity. And I love the opportunity to share my culture with, my family, my friends, the rest of the country. It's something to be proud of. Australia has a rich Indigenous, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history, and what a perfect way to share it.
Tim Bishop from the Jannawi Dance Clan, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. So there we go, that was Tim Bishop from the Jannawi Dance Clan, who performed at the Woogalora ceremony this morning. Later today there will be a traditional Aboriginal sunset ceremony to conclude those events for Australia Day.